Hello and welcome to a very special bonus episode of Allegedly Astrology. Each week we break down the astrology that happened during some of the biggest scandals and events in history.
Thank you guys for listening, and if you like what we do and want to support us even more, you can subscribe to our Patreon. For just $5 a month, you get 2 extra episodes, and this is a great way to get episodes until we come back with season 6.
You could also leave us a 5-star review and subscribe on whatever podcast platform you listen on.
And if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and DM us a screenshot of that review, we'll make you a custom meme of your big 3 and send you a quick write-up about it.
We also have cool Allegedly Astrology stuff on TeePublic, so go there and check it out.
And we're on social media, so follow us. We're Allegedly Astrology on Instagram and Reddit and TikTok, and Allegedly Astro on Twitter.
And you can visit our website, allegedlyastrology.com, to learn more about us and the show. And book a reading with me, Dana. I am offering 20% off for people who have Saturn in Aquarius or Pisces right now. So, an extra bonus sale for you.
Get that deal.
Get that deal. And you can check out some of the charts and transcripts for select episodes there too.
So with that, let's get into today's topic. Dana, what are we going to be talking about?
Today we're talking about the Selena and Hailey drama.
Drama indeed. So the rumored feud between Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber is truly like the shit show that keeps on giving. We did talk about their feud a little bit on our Selena Gomez episode with guest astrologer Nadine Jane. So we're just going to get right into the drama that started with a laminated brow and ended with millions of lost followers and tons of rumors. So if you want to learn more about just Selena, go back to that episode. Otherwise, we're here to talk about Selena and Hailey.
So, a brief recap. It's important to know that fans have been talking shit about both girls since Justin married Hailey shortly after Selena and him broke up for good. So, fans picked apart social content, and the general discourse among Selena fans was that Hailey stole Justin from her.
Yes, there were a lot of rumors swirling that Hailey was obsessed with Selena. Jelena fans would stalk Hailey's social accounts, pointing out the likes Hailey made, which seemed to diss Selena and her friends, like Taylor Swift.
And if you'll remember, Hailey went on the Call Her Daddy podcast to address the rumored feud, which Hailey denied. But a lot of Jelena fans were not impressed, mostly because Hailey never referred to Selena by her name.
And pursed her lips the entire time.
Pursed
arms
fake
crossed,
lips.
pursed
We'd
lips.
love to see it.
We know body language.
We know body language. But yeah, Selena and Hailey seemed to get the last laugh, though, when they appeared together in a photo at the Academy Museum Gala taken on October 15th of 2022. And this photo sent all Hailey and Jelena fans into a meltdown about what it could all mean. So what's the deal, Dana? Do we think they like each other or not?
Let's get into it. So Selena was born on July 22nd, 1992 in Grand Prairie, Texas at 7:19 a.m. And Hailey was born November 22nd, 1996 in Tucson, Arizona, of all places.
I know, so random.
So random.
At 8:15 a.m. So, okay, what's interesting to me is that, like, Justin's 2 most significant relationships are with women whose moons are in Aries, which are opposite his Libra moon. And so having their moons in the same sign indicates that they do share similarities in how they process emotions, which can be, that's harmonious and beneficial in a lot of relationships where, like, emotional processing is a regular and required thing, especially in, like, a friendship. But if you don't like each other and your moons are in Aries, it's like rivalry city. It's the most competitive, one of the most competitive signs in the zodiac. And so it's really not surprising that they're at least media rivals, which I don't think is manufactured by the press, but maybe you out there do. Hailey's Mars is in Virgo, exactly conjunct Selena's Jupiter. And so Virgo's like the sign of precision and exacting. It's very calculating. Mars is the planet of competition. This is why Hailey's like, the one thing we know she's definitely really good at is ballet. That's very Virgo Mars to me, right? Like really nailing that like swirl or whatever they're called, the pas de bourrée. And Jupiter's a planet of expansion. So in Virgo, Jupiter is debilitated. It's in detriment. And so Virgo's Selena's Jupiter is like at a bit of a disadvantage here, and Hailey's Mars, like, which is, strives for diligence, perfection. It's sort of like magnifying Hailey's inherent competitiveness, especially with that Aries moon, and probably amplifying her insecurities. Virgo is a sign that deals a lot with like shame in some capacity. So they both are like, Selena's very open with how she feels ashamed about stuff, but Hailey, who has Pluto exactly conjunct her rising, is a little bit more closed off, or exactly conjunct her sun. Hailey's Uranus is also in Aquarius in Selena's 7th house of relationships and open enemies. So I feel like that's why she really shakes shit up. Like Uranus is the Joker, right? So Hailey's like dancing down the stairs in Selena's 7th house, like walking all over her. Also, they both have Venus conjunct Chiron. And so that's sort of like wounds around women, right? I mean, wounds around, especially maybe as like younger women. Venus represents like, you know, younger like women. And then the moon is more like the mother and the matron. So yeah, and they're both also like in signs that can get that like need to be, you know, like sweet, which is Selena has Venus and Chiron in Leo. Hailey has it in Libra. Hailey's moon is also exactly opposite her Venus, and this can make someone aware of like all things in relationships. It can also make you maybe jealous at times, especially jealous of women. The moon is so like needing to like lock things down, and at 29 degrees Aries, it can be like really potent. Something that happened at 29 degrees Aries is that Mars was at 29 degrees Aries during the insurrection. And I always just think of the Azalea Banks's Instagram story where she posted the picture of them like scaling the wall and said, "This is meth behavior." So
it is true.
So you're saying Hailey is prone to meth behavior?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens to her from time to time. She gets a little impulsive, frantic. Yeah, especially
frantic, impulsive, fired up.
Yeah.
Something I was going to say is I've started to notice that I'm a Cancer moon, but I have noticed that when other people have Cancer moons, that they kind of rub me the wrong way. It's something I've started slowly realizing. So I wonder, because it's almost like someone responds to things in the same way you do, which could be good, but also it could be bad. For Cancer moons, I feel like you could come off as moody. And I notice I always get like annoyed when people are moody, even though like 100% I am moody.
I feel like the moon, you know how like if people project or like aren't aware of their own negative qualities, they can project their own disdain for those qualities within themselves onto others. I feel like that it's like the moon is such like an internal experience, and like so you know, the moon's reaction is to be defensive, not necessarily to be offensive. So it sort of makes sense to like that makes sense to me. And especially within Aries though, the moon might be offensive.
Right. Truly.
So it can be a little bit of both for them. Like in order to protect themselves, they might do something on the offensive. Although Selena doesn't seem to have ever done that. But Selena's also a Cancer with her sun in the 12th. So I bet she's really good at covert action.
Hell yeah. Okay, so obviously we have this like rumored feud going between them that's been denied. But then we flash forward to February 2023 and Kylie Jenner joins in for some reason. Selena Gomez overtakes Kylie Jenner as the most followed woman on Instagram. And then 3 hours after Selena posted a TikTok saying she'd accidentally over laminated her eyebrows, Kylie jumps in.
Okay. And Kylie, who pledges allegiance to Hailey, posted a photo of her own face with a text reading, "This was an accident." And then she posted a FaceTime screenshot with Hailey that focused on their eyebrows, which the TikTok user claimed in her video that this was casting shade at Selena.
I mean, it is very convenient timing, I would say. So Kylie is like, oh my God, even though Selena posted something about her eyebrows, and then me and Hailey, people notoriously against her most days, then posted about our eyebrows. This is not about Selena. I love her. I never saw that video. Selena's like, Selena's like, yeah, there's no drama here. So what was going on the day this dumbass eyebrow post that captivated the world occurred?
It was February 22nd, 2023. And Mercury in Aquarius trined Mars in Gemini exact. And so this is some real bitch behavior. Especially like Mercury in Aquarius doesn't really care about offending people often. I mean, doesn't really care about, I mean, they do care about offending their friends, that's for sure. So I do feel like this isn't a real friendship. And then Mars and Gemini also, you know, wants to stir the pot, and it's ruled by this Aquarius. So it's trining. It's a good day to be a bitch is what I'm, I guess, getting at. Also, the moon was in Aries, so it was both Selena and Hailey's lunar return, and it's with Venus and Jupiter. So this is like both of the benefics there, like, but also so is Chiron. So Chiron, this is the first Aries moon where Venus entered Aries. So they both have this natal Venus and Chiron conjunction. And so now Venus has since crossed Chiron, but, you know, like it caught up to that too. So they have like two things like mirrored in their own charts. Like, and I feel like so this is going to be both like activating wounds, but also I feel like maybe Jupiter there gives like the confidence to sort of act on certain things. Probably gives Selena the confidence to start putting up all these like cool posts with her giant tits. Also, the sun had just entered Pisces. So I don't know, like this is after a new moon. This is also the time that if you're ever going to be like manifesting something, it's once the new moon it was visible in the sky again. So at this point it would have been visible in Aries. So it is sort of manifesting this drama, especially in Aries and in Pisces where there's like this denial, you know? But then in Aries, it's like going on the offensive, I feel.
An Aries moon is a perfect time to resurface drama for Aries moons. Is that
Sure.
summed it up, Dana?
Yeah.
But though Selena said there was no drama, that didn't stop her from replying to a post that featured a resurfaced video from 2017 where Hailey makes a gagging motion when Taylor Swift was mentioned during the televised rap battle Drop the Mic. And Gomez defended Swift by replying to the post, "So sorry my best friend is and continues to be one of the best in the game."
Did she reply that now or did she reply that in 2017?
She replied that recently.
Now. So it was like an old clip that surfaced because basically what happened was like after the laminated eyebrow post happened, people on TikTok started going crazy and they started bringing up all these other times that Hailey was basically like caught being like a bitch to either Selena or Taylor Swift. So Selena saw this post and then replied to it. So, you know, a little petty, but fans were like, interesting. Selena then quit TikTok for the time being because she said she was like too old for all this drama shit. And in the meantime, Selena fans think Hailey continues to shade Selena by, you know, just sub-posting her, which she probably is doing.
She's absolutely doing that. And Selena fans are pissed. So pissed that they stopped following Hailey in literal droves. She lost around 1 million followers since the TikTok drama began. And Kylie has lost over 500,000. Meanwhile, Elle reports that Gomez gained 10.5 million followers on Instagram, which is honestly wild.
Insane.
So what is going on with Hailey's chart right now?
I mean, real great time to be a Nepo baby. It's the Nepo babies versus the people who are talented.
Totally.
Okay. So she's in her opening Jupiter square, and Jupiter is a major planet for her because she's a Sagittarius rising, a Sagittarius Mercury, Sagittarius sun, and her Pluto is conjunct her sun in Sagittarius, which is really also controlling that jealousy, right? And a square can also sort of spurn that jealousy to, like, Pluto's a sign of jealousy. So Pluto conjunct your sun, especially Pluto in your first house, it can make jealousy. And so there are things that can happen with jealousy, right? Like jealousy, everyone feels jealous at some time or other. And one thing you can do is be a bitch, or you could, maybe start your own makeup line. That was a productive thing she did. So Jupiter, since her Jupiter return when she was 23, like Jupiter is now squaring her natal Jupiter. So yeah, Jupiter in Aries is squaring her natal Jupiter in Capricorn, and Jupiter in Capricorn is in fall. It can be really hard to sort of see the big picture when you are like sort of trying to plan it instead of being able to like let go, which it does seem like she might have a difficulty doing. Pluto also squared her natal moon in Aries and her natal Venus in Libra on February 27th, 2023. So just 5 days later, right? And Pluto squaring your moon and your Venus, which are opposite, like making that T square, is going to really be like the slingshot of jealousy and like probably pain in some capacity. Like even though she truly won, like, right, like even if she like poisoned Justin to make him marry her, like she still won, right? He's with her now years later. So yeah. And her moon rules her 8th house of inheritance and resentment and her partner's income and their shared resources. And Venus rules her 11th house of audience. And then Pluto is transiting her 2nd house of income, resources, and self-esteem. So this Pluto is like very heavy there, and I feel like she just isn't really feeling great about herself, so she's taking it out on others. Sort of like that thing that we were talking about, projecting onto others, right? Like if you're moon. And Saturn in Aquarius trine her natal Venus and sextiled her natal moon on March 2nd. So I guess this could be humbling, but also it could be great. Maybe this is why she had fun at Justin's party where it seemed like he shaded Selena unnecessarily. Also, she's having her Lilith return in Leo. And so this could be really like, you know, Elton John, the bitch is back energy. She could be glam or she could be like pissed. And then Saturn is square her sun exact on, what do you know it today that we record this episode, March 12th, 2023.
Oh my God.
So she already has she has a difficult Saturn. Saturn is in fall in her chart in Aries. And it's with her moon. So that's, and like she has the whole spectrum of Aries because her Aries moon is at 29 degrees. Her Aries Saturn is at 0 degrees and her south node is in Aries. So she has a hard time in Aries. So even Jupiter transiting might feel like she's losing something. Like it could be expanding her, like her sense of like lack, especially in her fifth. Like it might make her grasp, since the fifth house is where you define your individuality. Maybe she defines herself in ways that are negative, and over time, especially after her Saturn return, maybe that'll change for her. But yeah, so that's pretty tough. And Saturn, so she has a day chart. So Saturn should be her most helpful planet, but her natal Saturn's in fall. And also like Saturn squaring the sun's only productive, like it's productive in retrospect, especially, but it's still hard. It's happening to me too. And it just like can make things a little difficult. I don't know. So we're having very different chart experiences. So for her, she's probably learning like, okay, like just because you're a Nepo baby doesn't mean that you can't be knocked down a peg. And then her nodal opposition starts in July 2023. It won't perfect for like another year or so. But the whole era counts. And so the nodal opposition is when we get taken off the path we think we're on and we get put onto a brand new one. And the south node will be transiting her 11th house. So she might continue to lose followers, but maybe she'll start to find herself with the north node transiting her 5th. And she's in her progressed lunar return. So that also won't perfect for another few months, but she's just having like a really heavy little Aries moment where she's probably aware. Maybe she's aware of her own limitations. Just sort of a lot going on for her.
So the shade kept coming when Kylie Jenner's old friend Jordan Woods, remember her, posted a TikTok about Selena's line of makeup. So Selena has a makeup line called Rare. And a lot of people saw this as Jordan picking a side. Because she made a comment about the lip liner. She was like, oh my God, this is such a great lip liner. And as we know, Kylie is famous for having her own lipstick and lip liner. So people saw this as really picking a side.
They're acting like they're 17 or younger.
Children like shit.
It reminds me so much of the feud of like Demi Lovato, Selena, and Miley.
Mm-hmm.
But they were actually children.
Yeah. And then during Justin Bieber's 29th birthday party, fans couldn't help but notice that he looked a little unhappy with Hailey in his pictures. He was like
Did he?
Yeah, he was like having the best time with everyone else. And then Hailey was in a photo. And it was just basically her like walking past him. So you just saw her back and he was just like annoyed looking.
Oh, God.
So what's going on with Hailey and Justin's transits right now? Because also, too, like a lot of people are saying that, you know, Justin's not defending Hailey in any way.
But it would look insane if he did.
If I were him, I'd be like, yeah, okay, what are you talking about?
I'm just telling you what the TikTok
No, I hear you
is.
and I appreciate it, but I wouldn't, don't you think, I don't know, I would be so alarmed. My Bieber fever would be cured if he came out and like talked on like the drama of women. Like what a gross thing to do.
It is true. It's like when Real Housewife husbands like say something, you're like, why are you involving yourself in
it's
this?
like you want so hard to be in this. So they're in the nodal opposition of their Davison chart, which will perfect in like May. But yeah, this is a hard time. I mean, times could be tough for them. They're also maybe recommitting. Neptune is also conjunct the Davison IC and Saturn in Pisces. Neptune conjunct Saturn of a Davison chart. I wonder, that could make someone really annoying. Like maybe committing to this person is annoying. Like I'm stuck with you, but I also can't fucking stand you right now. Pluto is conjunct the Davison moon in Capricorn. So that's like, there's just a lot of like outer planets that are transiting their Davison chart, which I guess for celebrities kind of, if we think of the outer planets as like planets that are like the zeitgeist, right? So it's sort of putting them really in the forefront, right? Like people are questioning their fidelity to each other. That's Neptune conjunct Saturn. People are like suggesting that Justin's annoyed. That's Pluto on the moon, especially in the second house. So they could be getting rich together too. Maybe they made some really wise investments. And also the Davison Saturn return began March 7th, and so did Justin Bieber's. And I actually texted Sarah and Elise on, what was it, February, maybe January. And I said that maybe they'll get divorced or maybe they'll have a baby.
Well, they have Jupiter in the 5th right now, the Davidson.
Hailey has Jupiter transiting her 5th. Bieber is in his nodal opposition. Bieber's birthday is March 1st, 1994 at 12:56 a.m. in London, Ontario, Canada. And so he's in his nodal opposition with his north node transiting his 7th house. So this makes me think he is probably really considering the relationship, and maybe he's questioning some things, but this could also be a time to recommit. He's just started his 6th house year, which is notoriously a difficult year. Mars is his time lord. He's in an Aries year. But Jupiter is transiting his 6th house, and in his solar return chart, he has Venus and Jupiter there. And it's the IC. So this could be a time that he's, getting really cozy at home, even though it's Aries. So it could be sort of like, I don't know, maybe they'll move houses, or maybe he just will. And he's in a Saturn return in the 5th house, Saturn in the 5th. This could make fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun when Saturn transited my 5th. Sarah, did you? You seem to. You moved to Miami and you learned to have fun.
Yeah, it's like let's take fun seriously.
Yeah. And then his progressed moon's in Scorpio, transiting his 1st house. So he's really getting to know himself during this time. Maybe he's he's going deep with himself. It could be then really annoying to let other people in, or maybe he's trying to. Who knows? But I mean, Bieber's my boy, man. So I wish him the best.
Bieber is Dana's boy.
She is a true fan, has been for a while.
Truly.
Honestly, I've been listening to Ghost by him on repeat because another big thing that's going on TikTok is there's this video of him performing Ghost at some award show and all the celebrity reactions. So like Billie Eilish is like, holy shit, like, all these celebrities are like so into it, and everyone's like touched by how his performance is, which is like obviously about Selena. And then they just cut to Hailey, and she's like so fucking pissed just sitting there. And he's like pouring his heart out on stage.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't put up with a lot of the stuff that she, for some reason, wants to put up with.
And if there weren't enough drama and rumors, there is a theory that all of this drama was doctored up to cover the fact that Travis Scott got another girl pregnant, and that's why Kylie broke up with him. We know the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder, and Bieber is friends with the Kardashians, so is Hailey. So maybe they're really taking one for the team here, stirring up this drama so Kylie can fly under the radar. Who knows? But let's look at Kylie's transits right now.
Is Hailey a patsy?
100%.
Yeah. So Kylie was born August 10th, 1997 at 5:25 p.m. in Los Angeles. And so Pluto is currently conjunct her Neptune. So this is getting really blindsided. This is about power and lies. So yeah, I'm not surprised that she just found out. Because that's, I mean, if you're like an extremely powerful woman, and you always will be, what's one way that your baby daddy could fuck you over? It's to get another woman pregnant, right? That sort of, to me, is kind of what... She also has Neptune in her 1st house. So this is like changing her, like the way she looks at things, right? She might really be sort of... upset or like shocked in that way. Mercury is conjunct her natal Jupiter in her perfected 2nd house when she said that. And so her natal Jupiter is in Aquarius, which gives her the power to reach out and make a lot of money off of the population because it's in her 2nd house. Also, she also spends a lot of money. That's Jupiter in the 2nd. With Mercury there, I feel like she said something that she wished she hadn't, right? Like this is kind of like a loudmouth. Like also Mars was trining her natal Jupiter at this time, which maybe she like got some sales off of it, but also maybe she, she clearly lost a lot of followers. And the South Node is transiting her 11th house, so that makes sense because the 11th house has to do with followers, and the South Node is the drain. And the South Node crossed her natal moon in December, and maybe that was when she found out because her natal moon rules her 7th house of partners. So that could have been a time when she got like that would be a huge disappointment if the South Node's transiting.
I think that is when
your 7th house ruler.
Yeah, the articles I read about it were in early December.
Dana, you did it again. Hashtag astrology.
Yeah, and also the North Node transiting her 5th house. Like she's finding something about that will have to do with her children with Uranus there. It's a real shock about what.
Damn.
So honestly, even though if I'm picking sides, obviously on Selena's, and I've always had a weird feeling about Hailey. I still feel bad for everyone involved in this weird situation. Because I'm just such an empathetic Leo, I guess.
Well, okay. So we talked about Kylie. What's going on with her and Travis Scott's relationship?
So he was born April 30th, 1991 in Houston. So the South Node is conjunct Jupiter in their Davison chart. So this is, again, a drain on goodwill, right? Like they also are just started their Saturn return in Pisces, and Jupiter rules Saturn in Pisces. So again, sort of like once the ruler is hit, then like Saturn being the planet that keeps two people together, it's commitment. So Saturn is extremely important in any relationship. And so it's really shaking the foundation because like the South Node transiting the Jupiter is like, it's like making that foundation shake, especially in water signs. I guess it's more of like eroding. Water erodes rock. And so this is also just in time to begin this is what their Davis and Saturn return is going to be about, probably. Like, can they trust each other? Also, the South Node will transit their 5th house of children. So this could be, right after that starts in, they're in their nodal opposition right now too. Just like Hailey and Selena. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, damn.
They have a progressed water trine, which I kind of like for them. It's that their Davis and Mercury is retrograde in Cancer. Their Davis and Saturn is in Pisces, and their Davis and Jupiter and Moon are in Scorpio. So it's really watery. So anytime like the Saturn return will be major. Anytime there's an eclipse coming up in Scorpio that will be in there on their moon. I mean, it's like 10 degrees away, but that'll be pretty intense. And it's opposite their Mars. So having this like major axis eclipse for them is also sort of like, especially with Scorpio and Taurus, it's all about like, how could you, like secrets and lies, like truth and lies too, and like things coming to the surface. So in general, they're having a hard time, and their solar or their Davison sun is in Gemini. So Mars retrograded, and Mars, which rules their Davison moon, and their Davison Jupiter was retrograde for like 3 months, and it's still in Gemini. It'll finally cross at the end of this month, so by March 24th that'll perfect. So maybe they'll break up then, or maybe we'll get more news about them. But in general, yeah, this seems a little tough.
So Dana, what do we think? We think the Selena Hailey drama, this is the last we'll hear from that? Do you think more to come from Kylie and Travis? Like, I feel like there will be more to both of these stories, and whether they're intertwined or not, I'm interested to hear.
Saturn's going to be going at Hailey for the next 2 years. Shit. It's Bieber's Saturn return. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. And I feel like Saturn covers stuff up too. So maybe it's going to be one to watch. Because then immediately after that, like Hailey starts her Saturn return in Aries. So she's growing up now, and she's just started.
They're in for a tough 5 to 6 years, huh?
A Depot, Elise.
Well, we'll see if Hailey gets pregnant. We'll see if they get divorced. We'll see what happens with Kylie and Travis. Lots of drama to unfold. And
in the meantime, pray for Bieber.
Pray for Biebs. But your allegedly astrology gals have got you covered. So in the meantime, we'll be back in the coming months with season 6. But remember to sign up for our Patreon. For $5 a month, you get 2 extra episodes. And that should hold you over until our season begins. And with that, I'm Elise.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is Allegedly Astrology.
Ciao.
Bye. Bye. Do you want to sing Ghost of You, Dana?
I don't actually know the words.